Southeast Asia in 2023 ended up becoming one of the fastest growing regions in the entire world. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN for short, has experienced an economic growth rate of 4.6%. This is led by the Philippines, which grew at 5.6%, then Vietnam at 5%, Indonesia at 4.8%, and Malaysia at 3.8%. This led many organizations, one such as the World Economic Forum's WEF, to claim that the region is the world's economic dark horse. WEF stated that they are often overshadowed by larger companies like China and the United States. ASEAN's economic potential can sometimes be underappreciated. However, recent years have seen this region transforming into a dynamic and resilient economic hub, effectively navigating challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Data from the Asian Development Bank highlights this growth. Southeast Asia's GDP growth in July of 2023 was an impressive 4.6%, outpacing the United States at 1.1%, the Euro area at 0.5%, and Japan at 0.6%. ASEAN's strength lies in its rich tapestry of languages, cultures, and economies, underpinned by a youthful, tech-savvy population. Moving swiftly through traditional development stages, ASEAN is carving a niche as a significant global economic player. It's doing so by emphasizing two key growth drivers: innovation and inclusivity. Although the data now differs, as the US grew at a rate of 1.8% and the Euro area at 0.6%. However, ASEAN still surprisingly became an economic growth region despite global issues. For a medium-term outlook, S&P Global Market Intelligence published their forecast. They see that the region is supported by the robust growth of private consumption in key Southeast Asian markets such as Indonesia, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Significant government investment in infrastructure is anticipated to further accelerate the growth of domestic demand. Additionally, Southeast Asia is poised to attract increasing levels of foreign direct investment, benefiting from the region's numerous competitive advantages as multinational companies seek to diversify their supply chains. The region's attractiveness for foreign direct investments is bolstered by various factors. The sustained growth of consumer markets in major Asia-Pacific economies like China and India is set to further stimulate demand for ASEAN's raw materials, intermediate goods, and manufactured products. The rapid economic development in these large emerging markets is leading to significant increases in per capita GDP, which in turn boosted demand for a diverse array of ASEAN exports. Trade within the ASEAN is also expected to continue its rapid expansion, driven by the growth of major Southeast Asian nations including Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Vietnam. Electronics manufacturing, a key sector for many ASEAN economies such as Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, is expected to maintain robust growth. The electronic supply chain is intricately interwoven across various East Asian economies. The sector's medium-term outlook is underpinned by several growth drivers, including the ongoing deployment of 5G technology over the next 5 years, which will bolster the demand for 5G mobile devices and electronics incorporating artificial intelligence. The demand for industrial electronics is also forecasted to rise sharply, propelled by advancements in Industry 4.0, industrial automation, and the Internet of Things. The ASEAN automotive sector, particularly in electric vehicle production, is poised for growth due to the global shift towards electric vehicles. In early 2023, Hyundai commenced the assembly of Ioniq 5 EVs in its new innovation center in Singapore. Indonesia, a significant automotive hub in Asia, has seen considerable foreign investments in nickel smelters and electric vehicle battery plants. In Thailand, the Board of Investment has approved substantial investments in electrical battery vehicle manufacturing. The tourism industry is another key growth driver for ASEAN, particularly as international travel rebounds post-COVID-19. Rising household incomes in large Asian markets are expected to boost international tourism to ASEAN destinations, benefiting economies like Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Singapore, where tourism is a major GDP contributor. ASEAN's export growth is further supported by the Asian Pacific's regional trade liberalization initiatives, including the extensive Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP) with all 10 ASEAN nations as members, and the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP), which includes several ASEAN countries. The ASEAN Free Trade Area (AFTA) and various major free trade agreements (FTAs) with Asian Pacific economies also enhances the region's export potential. Consequently, ASEAN is expected to remain one of the world's fastest-growing economic regions in the coming decade. Indonesia, already the largest ASEAN economy, is forecasted to emerge as a leading global market, with its GDP expected to grow from USD 1.3 trillion in 2022 to USD 4.1 trillion by 2035. Vietnam and the Philippines are also projected to become among the world's largest emerging markets by 2035, while Malaysia is on course to join the ranks of the APAC region's advanced economies, with an anticipated per capita GDP of about USD 26,000 by 2035. But anyway, do let us know what you think down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.